Welcome. I'm Shelley Netco, life coach, mind and spirit motivator. Today, I'd like to share some thoughts about motherhood, a subject I love to love. You know, the more I talk with moms all around me, the more I get a full understanding that being a mom is the most fulfilling, thankless, tiring, rewarding, amazing thing you could ever experience. What's funny is that it's different to every woman, and it's different for every relationship with every kiddo you have. And it's even different from day to day or hour to hour with each of those relationships sometimes. Yes, motherhood is fragile. I think back on the times when my kids were young, and I wonder how I survived without being reported to someone. There were times when I felt like a donkey on the edge, I tell you. You know, the donkey in Shrek, where he says, "I'm a donkey on the edge." Well, that was me. I swear I still have PTSD from the Sunday morning ritual of getting 5 kids and my reluctant husband out the door to church on time. And that was after a delicious pancake breakfast, complete with my sons shaped like race cars, because he hated mornings so much. That poor child still does. But when I talk with moms today, there's so much more going on than the pancakes of days gone by, that my only wish for them is that someone, somewhere, soon will lead the charge to stop the madness. It's confusing to me that 7-year-olds have cell phones and 9-year-olds get $20 allowances just for showing up. I'm concerned for the moms who really bust their butts 24/7 trying to set good examples and do the right thing for their kids by teaching them responsibility and accountability. They allow their kids to suffer the consequences of not completing assignments, and then all of a sudden someone's mom shows up in the principal's office angry and demands some attention because her daughter didn't get a fair chance on a test. Really? Who's the one that's a student? Somewhere in the midst of all the mom petition, many of us have lost touch with what's at the heart of motherhood, which is our relationship with our child. And I'm not talking about the one that everyone sees on social media, but the stripped down, unplugged, no screen time, stop talking about it and actually do it relationship. One of my fondest memories with my son, who is my youngest, was on his ninth birthday. He didn't want to party. He hated attention. So he said he just wanted to go to the arcade at the mall with me. So we did. And I remember walking through the mall, and we held hands. And I had a moment where I realized, oh my gosh, this is probably it. Or at least getting close. So I asked him, "Son, when do you think you'll be old enough to stop holding my hand?" And he looked at me and he smiled his big goofy smile with his glasses and his dimples. And he innocently answered, "Never, Mom." Wow, if only. But as the story goes, 5 years later, he barely came out of his bedroom because, well, 14-year-old boys. So if I had a genie in a bottle or a magic wand, I would give one to every mama out there so she could wave her wand or call for the genie whenever she needed that quiet time, that special time that only a mother and a child know. That time when it seems like time stops and you really could hold hands forever. That time that gives you that feeling that you know is making a difference. It's a memory in the making, and you don't get a second chance. One of my favorite quotes about motherhood is, "Be who you needed when you were young." It's one that I've carried with me. So if you stop and ask yourself, what does my child need from me? I mean, beyond the basics, of course. Food, clothing, shelter, iPad. I'm kidding. But what else would your answer cover? Love, nurturing, kindness, validation, comfort, support? What about encouragement? I know sometimes we get so wrapped up in teaching our children, we forget all about encouragement because teaching can seem a little critical and harsh sometimes. So think about this one. What does your child need from you? What's funny is that many moms talk about what they need from their child. Often it's a laundry list of behaviors that, once changed or adopted, will make Mama Bear happy. So when you take a minute and think about this, what moms are saying is, I'll be happy when my child changes, or does this, or picks up his clothes, or toys, or cleans his dish, or whatever else is on the list. But seriously? Shouldn't we as moms be happy regardless? No matter the dish, or the toys, or the clothes? I know sitting here looking in my rearview mirror what my thoughts are as my once 9-year-old son, who was never going to be too old to hold my hand, is now 25 and I only see him a couple of times a year. So I hope you'll take time to find your joy with your child in your motherhood journey, ladies. Nothing is more personal than your connection with your child as you love and nurture that little soul into a beautiful adult. You were chosen as the perfect pair. Think about those statistics. It's mind-boggling. That's 1 in like 200 bajillion or something. The odds that you and your child are who you are together. I hope you will be intentional and make truly purposeful time in your relationship. It will make a very big difference in the outcome, I promise. So I wanted to share this last quote by Neil Anderson. Motherhood is not a hobby, it's a calling. It is not something to do if you can squeeze the time in. It's what God gave you time for. I love that. Well, until next time, thanks for listening. And remember, God and the universe have your back. As I always say, we're all in this together.